what's going on? Happy Wednesday. Back at it with a brand new 56 meter Z, doing close to 1,000 yards today with a laser screed. And then we got a cameo appearance from the sled screed, which was sent to us by Minn Kota Manufacturing, so that'll be later in the video. But first things first, here we are, full flex ISA setup again. So you can see how narrow the roadway is here, and to get 2 mixers at a time of the pump, we didn't want to fully, or we couldn't fully deploy that rear outrigger. It would kick the back end over too far to this outside shoulder, and we'd only have 1 mixer at a time of the hopper. So having the system here allowed us 2 mixers to the pump, as well as having extended working range over the front of the cab with the partial extension of the non-working side leg. And as I point out in several videos, and I'll leave a link to those videos with all the details, we are allowed to do partial extension on these outriggers because they are fully enforced the full length of the outrigger, as well as heavily reinforced inside the outrigger box to accommodate said position. So yeah, nice little setup here. Come to the back of the pump, show you what we got going on. What's that? Oh yeah, oh the drone's coming out, yeah. Yeah, same mix as usual here. I think they have silver accelerator in it. We're just cracking away. But I'm gonna get up top on the slab and show you when we get to the far corner here. We'll show you the real benefits of this ISA system for today. We couldn't have done this before without it, actually. Not without having to lay some hose out at least anyhow. So we'll get up there and check that out and talk all about it. It'll be great. I promise. I promise. Just as a side note here, normally we would not place outriggers this close to a back-filled foundation wall, but these walls actually are on top of large footings that kick out right underneath of where outriggers are placed at. But otherwise I would avoid setting outriggers so close to foundation wall if I did not know what I know about this site here. We've been pouring here right from the start of the project, so we know everything that's going on under that little skip of gravel on top. See, it's all concrete there, so we're good. Don't fret. Hey, here we are up on the slab, just plugging away. So what you're going to see here when we come to this corner, to get the most reach out of this thing, because it does limit us when we get right over top of that fully extended front outrigger, it actually starts retracting reach. We actually get maximum reach when we're a few degrees past that front outrigger, which is interesting. But to get to this corner here, what we want to do is crack the B section, possibly lift the A section up a little bit more, and get the other 4 sections as close to vertical, or as close to horizontal rather, as possible. To reach or to see maximum benefit of the system, it's all about keeping that A-arm as vertical as possible, keeping as much of that load on the truck acting as counterweight. So that's what we're gonna have to do to get to this corner, and we'll just make it. We'll check back in when we're dealing with that. So we should be getting close here to where the computer system is gonna not allow us to reach any further. What's it giving you on the screen? Any vitals? Any good vitals? Not yet. Not yet? Once we get close, it'll turn yellow. And then it'll eventually turn red when it stops us. So. And once it turns red, we gotta boom back in, take some weight back that way before it'll let us slew over any further. We might not even run into that with the way we position this here. We might not run into the stop situation. Even when you get to yellow on the remote, the cautionary, the warning that it's going to stop you, you can be proactive and start bringing your boom back in and avoid a full stop altogether. So was asking in a previous video why they follow with the magic screed, just to get rid of any of the humps or the left between passes on the laser. And they come behind with the big float here, big highway screed as they call it, and hit it with that tip. Hold on, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Perfect. Bang on. Nailed it. Mike nailed the setup. Beautiful. Yes, that's exactly how this hose guy likes it. They like the push. To each their own, but this fella likes to push. Which is an operator, it's just A-okay with me. Hang the hose in the middle of the bay and let the hose guy work about a 10 to 12 foot swath. And then swing over to the next bay and do another 10 to 12 foot swath. All day long. All right, as you can see here, if we had the hopper shifted over any further this way, we wouldn't get this second truck in. He'd be too close to the edge of the excavation. So that back outrigger on the working side, we have out about 10.5 feet. Full extension on that outrigger is 14 feet. So at full extension, it puts the hopper too far over this way, and we'd be down to one truck at a time. Now with the way the outrigger is positioned, as we slew over and we get in line with that back leg, and we're reaching towards the back corner of the slab here, we gain reach. Off the side of the truck, we're having that leg in, that 2.5, 3.5 feet costs us the most reach. Well, we need it at least, because we're not booming out as far, so it works perfect for this setup. Here comes the next truck. Come back here, you can see him come in, see how well this worked out. So you don't want those mixers any closer to that excavation. Look at that, without even flipping the chute, bang on. Oh yeah, perfect. Everything's rock solid on this side of the pump. Normally with a conventional outrigger setup, we would be limited to inline with this front outrigger. That would be our working ratio for the boom, which would put us way over this way. And he wouldn't hit this corner of the slab. Having the full flex gives us that added working range over the front of the cab here. It's a beautiful thing. You can see we got our poly in place so the pump doesn't get splashed. They start pouring over here. That sheet of poly there, we'll drag that down as they pour. Can't get the new pump dirty, right? So dang smooth. For all the misinformed folks out there, that's the term, misinformed, that somehow claim that because Putzmeister is owned by Sany, the parent company, that everything now is done in China, nothing is done in the US or in Germany. And I will be in Germany next week to make a video at the manufacturing facility to prove that it's not just a decal or a decal, as you will. Yeah, there's been so much BS over the last few years. I assume probably stirred by competing brands, that Putzmeister is now built in China, done in China, 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 China. Yes, they are owned by Sany, which is a Chinese company, and that's about the extent of it. So go wild in the comments. There you go. There's your cue. How's that for supply? Oh, we got trucks. It's good. We only pump it out as fast as we can lay it down. So nice smooth pace. I think they have this ordered at 80 an hour. So if we put down 80 an hour, which we are in great shape. All right, here we go, thumping away. We are about the halfway mark. And we're stretched out off the side, not all the way, but stretched out pretty good. With the short rig system here, the ISA system, it'll let us go about another 40 feet off the side here. So there were questions in previous videos about the system activated. Do the outriggers pick up on the non-working side? No, they do not. Solid as a rock. It's a beautiful thing.
And that's why we put that up. Could you imagine? And we still got a couple little ones.
So there it is. You ever used one of those before?
No. I remember we probably used it different one.
That's from MN Coda Sales. Matt and Jenny over there, the same fine folks that make the Mud Demon. You've probably seen on Jeff's channel over at Muddy Feet. They sent this over for us to try. And the theory is it gets towed behind the ride-on trowel and takes out any additional humps and bumps. And what Matt was saying is you can slide rebar to the handles to get more weight in it. The harder the concrete is, the more weight you want on it. So it gives you take some bar, not quite this long, but some 8-foot sections, 10-foot sections, and you slide them through the handles to get a little bit more weight on it. This will be our first time trying this out, and it'll be a cool test for it because they do 3D scan on all these slabs, so we'll be able to get some conclusive results as to the effectiveness of it. And yeah, the boys are having a squeegee here because it dumped some rain on us, so we just squeegee the surface of this off. But a little bit of a rain out issue there for the last couple hours. Uh-oh, somebody's protein shake bit the biscuit. It's all the slurry that came squeegeeing off the slab. Whoops. Jim Bro is gonna be pissed. All right, so boys are still working on the pan finish here. Then they'll throw the trowel blade machine on, polish it out. See in the distance there, we'll walk over there. The 47 meter James has showed up to finish the slab out because we're about 30 feet short on the far end with this pump, and rather than take the time to break it down and move it, we just had a second pump here so they can have a seamless transition. There's not a bunch of guys standing around waiting for the pump to break down and move. So look at that. Brand new Conforms 4.5 inch tip hose. Still in the wrapper. Ain't that fancy. Somebody's getting spoiled. Oh, man, of course that would happen. Go gadget arm. Good enough. So you got the 3D laser scan right in the middle of the slab. Tells them in real time any highs or lows before it's too late, shall we say. All the fancy toys out here today. All right, so we are making some progress here. The screed sled appears to be doing what it's intended to do. It's amazing the amount of highs and lows that thing knocks down as it's being dragged around. It definitely is serving its purpose. Yeah, they're getting her all polished out. Mike is gonna pour out a tiny little bit more, and then James will finish this out with the 47 meter. So maybe we'll check in with them before we do the outro. Man, oh man, I thought our 47 meter looked pretty spiffy and clean for its age, right? She presents pretty well. But then you see it next to the new pump, you see how faded out the paint is. Just all those years of getting bleached out by the sun. Don't worry, we still love you, old girl. Mike's just gonna pump out that last mixer. And then James will carry on the slab from there. All right, well, good spot to end off the video, where the two pumps meet. Anyhow, this will be my Saturday morning video. And probably about 7 hours after this video airs, I will be flying out to Munich, Germany for the Bauma Construction Show for the entire week next week. Hanging out, Putzmeister booth, doing a factory tour, which I'm super excited about. So if you're at the show, come by, say hi. Love to chat. And aside from that, the thing and the keep on pumping, and we'll catch you on the next one.